Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect. Today's beverages a very creamy and actually quite delicious banana milkshake. So welcome back to the game where previously there was also many problems and issues. We were dealing with contraband, with the overdoses because of visitation. We had issues with pathing and the odd bug here and there. Money, which is still in the negative, and well, the regime, which is becoming more of a problem as we go on. Yeah, this is completely broken. I'm going to have to touch on that in a moment. I'm going to try not to focus too much on this because, frankly, I'm I'm trying to swerve and avoid a full-on mental breakdown trying to fix the thing. And well, I'm obviously testing your patience on it. Basically, I need to alter it again, and it will be well, this for now. Hang on, that should be fine. And we're going to put e-time in there. That should be fine. And then the rest of it will be work-free time. Basically, to sort of not get into it too heavily, the regime trying to split between minimum, medium, and maximum doesn't really work when you're trying to do certain grants, and well, they can only sleep basically between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. and the rest of it, where I try to split over three areas, just doesn't work. So they wouldn't be able to sleep in that. So I am going to have to change it up. So we'll only have basically 12 hours of sleep and then split between 3. And again, I'm going to worry about that later on when we actually have other inmates and we have to do the split regime thing, which is probably closer than I think because, well, we need more money, which means more inmates, which means obviously more grants. The first thing is crackdown on drugs. That is now completed because, well, that's an easy one. And then we can go for probably... Well, what can we go for? Some of the obvious ones, and the people have pointed out, is going for things like green machine and start to feed this back to the grid. And we could probably expand to the right and get that. That's an obvious one, but we've done green energy and eco stuff before. We did a full green/farming facility previously. So I'm trying to avoid that, just for the sake of doing something different. I am going to go to staffing, however, and I'm going to get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of our guards. That's going to massively help our cash flow, which is good. I don't think we need the amount of kitchen staff that we have, and the rest I'll keep. And then I'm also going to go over to our... Where is it? Let's go. We'll be finishing the inmate nutritional research soon, which is good. Like I say, I do need another cell block, and well, most likely the one at the top here is the way to go. But do I go with cloning of this? I don't think that is possible. Sadly, the cloning tool, you have to do like this, and it's basically a square. So I can't, like, say, remove this section. Like, you can't just say select a little bit and then move from there. Now I probably could clone that and then clone that and then do it that way. That's probably the way I can do it. But then again, the walls and stuff will all be different. So yeah, do we go about doing that? I don't know. But as I said, we're going to go look for the grants and such. And I mean, manufacturing facility. If I was to build that, it is a good amount of money from the very beginning. It's 20 grand. I could place it in, say, like here. It does mean more problems with contraband, but it also means more work, and I think we do have a fair few people working. So I am going to pick up the manufacturing facility and bring our bank loan down to nothing, because the credit rating is already really good, so bringing it down to that should work. And let's go with a workshop. And even if this is a temporary solution, at least we will have... let's actually place it here. Even if this is a temporary solution to the problem, at least we can make a bit of money off it. So minimum size of 5x5 is completed. We need a workshop saw and a workshop press, so I can probably fit 2 of those in, of each kind. There's a saw, there's a press. I think you can put them next to one another. You also need a table, which I'm going to put in there, and then naturally a metal detector in there, which I will prioritize, and then the rest of it, power consumption, will be like so. Okay, so that's all good, and then let's go to max speed. So we'll build that and get them going. So I would very much like to build the rest of this area here, and I've really been struggling with what's going to be at the top. I did think about maybe putting in some extra cells, so we could do that and run this along and have a cells of a 3x3, or, well, not really. Well, that actually would work, and we'll have something like that. That would be fine, and it would give us another 6 inmates, but they are a different grading to here. Not that that's necessarily a problem, however... well, then it means we've got no punishment, and the idea is to have it sort of yeah, split over the three areas. So I just don't know, because where else would I put the solitary? That is the big issue. I mean, I could technically have like a solitary area here, and do that solitary there and solitary there, and have it on both sides, and that would give us 4 solitary, then 6 over here, and then the graded cells. At least the graded cells would give us more inmates. But then money's actually now okay. What else would it afford me if I was to put in all of this? How many would that give? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It would be 12. Yeah, it would be 12 solitary, and for a 36 inmate capacity. No, we don't need that. We don't need like a like a third of our total inmates to have solitary, unless we went with a very strict regime. So yeah, okay. And then these ones are different anyway. So I am leaning towards the more sort of inmate side. It just means managing it's going to be a little bit more of a problem. The other sort of solution we could go with is if we go over to rooms and go to a chapel. We can have a chapel in each room. That requires a 6x6, but that means we can do that if we want to. Do that, and you can see it's a minimum size. It needs to be indoors. It doesn't need to be surrounded by anything, so we can have a chapel in the corner there. That would work. There is, once again, another overdose, which is just so... It's so problematic. I assume they are getting it from here, but I'm not entirely sure. The guy has, yeah, grabbed them, and they're going to bring them over. That's fine. Okay, the workshop is now in place. Let's go to some prison labour, and we'll assign people to that. Max qualified prisoners is 6, max jobs is 4. I'm going to go over to our programmes, and we've got workshop safety induction, which I will run. Foundation education is being run as well, which is fine. Inmate nutritional research we will do. Okay, so if I was to put in the solitary here, that would be good for this cell block, and then this cell block would be sort of fine, sort of, and then it's either that or I put in an area that's in the middle. It's like a common solitary area, but then again, these areas don't really have much of a purpose, and everything else we need is in the middle. So yeah, maybe. Let me just go to planning and walls again, and like I say, think about maybe putting in the cells. At least doing it this way would give me... This would... And we can put another solitary in there as well if we really were so inclined. Like I say, I'm leaning towards doing it just because, although we didn't plan off the graded cells, it will help us out for, you know, money-wise. And hang on, wait, is that... How is that wrong? 1, 2... 3, and then there's that. Yeah, okay. You know what? I think I am going to do it, because that would take us over 40 inmates and also allow us to do another grant, which is obviously the whole money issue. Let's do it. We have the money available. So over to walls and doors, and we've got our minimum wall here. I'm going to basically sort of copy, again, a similar design for... I'm going to copy this side just because it's easier. So we'll do that. That's all now in place. We're going to go to rooms and cell, and then the cells will be 1, pause, 2, 3, and why have we got a death? It is, once again, an overdose, because the... Right. The doctor is teaching a pharmacological treatment to drug addiction while... I'm not laughing at the event, I'm laughing at the absurdity of the event. So, the doctor is teaching pharmacological treatment of drug addiction with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inmates. However, they're either not very good at... Well, no, I was going to say they're either not very good at their job, or there's some other event in progress. But I'm just going to go with they're not very good at their jobs, because these inmates have been treated, and this guy has overdosed. So they're not teaching, shall we say, that correctly. They're not treating the inmates. And, well, if there was some issue going on over here, you'd think they would reprioritise their actions to deal with that. Where is the other doctor? Because we do have 2. Let's go with staff. One was on break, one was teaching. Okay, well, there's not much I can really do there. Let me go to the faster speed, and we'll go for putting this in. Okay. So, how do I want to do this? Well, I guess it would be objects, bed, And then the bed is going to be there, there, and there. And then the toilet is there, there, and there would be the perfect position for it. And actually, in the back is perfect position. It's just, it's a little bit out the way, isn't it? But no matter. So we'll do that. And then the shower head, I will obviously do cloning for this one, which is why I'm not too concerned about positioning of things. That goes in like so. We're going to put in light in like so. And what else was it? It was the... yeah, it was the bookcase there. And a pet bird was next to it, like that. And there is a grant completion payment. I'm guessing that is... yeah, that is the... Oh! Oh! Okay, my mistake. I was about to say it's the inmate nutritional research, but it's not. It's actually the workshop. Okay. Well. Quick build, custom, cloning, this, flip. We're putting in another workshop, because if they're working there, it's making money and everyone's doing well. Yeah, let's run with that. Let's just look at work here. Yeah, so we can make money. Now, the problem is, I can't really run the carpentry apprenticeship because we're not really set up to do it. So we'll see. Anyway, we're going to place this stuff in the cell. Do I want to place any other items in this cell? I don't know. Do I have access to grading? I do have room quality. Grade is 3 out of 5. The person is entitled to a 10. And they can have large windows. I can do that, but I also can't gain the money for it. So, yeah. I don't have the money for it to build large windows and stuff like that. I'm going to have to put the doors on as well. So we'll go with jail door grey, because that's what these are. That's fine. And you can see the guys are struggling to get through here, but they will get there eventually. Normally of an evening, it's pay time. We get paid because green energy, but we're not running that. Let's go with some needs. We can see there is a huge hygiene need, which is curious. Now they can fill it. There you go. Let me just double check that regime, which is sleep, and then sleep there, which I didn't mean. Sleep there. Work free time. I'll put a shower there. Oh, excellent. 30 grand completion payment due to administrator error. Our completion bonus has been doubled. And that was, let me guess, inmate nutritional research. It is. Excellent. Let's go with cell block B. And that's now in as well. Logistics, prison labour. Let's work on that. Get this all placed. So money now is great. Haha, we like this. And people are now doing the foundation education course. This is good. Let's go with kitchen safety and hygiene. Let's go with, sadly, general education qualification. Nobody's bothered about. Alcoholics group, we can probably start running that. Parole hearing, we don't have parole hearing. And I don't know where I can put it. I guess, actually, parole temporarily can go in there. And it is a temporary because I will... That's where a lot of contraband was coming from. A lot of contraband was coming from. Oh, here's a thing. Can I split that up? No, 5 by 5 is it? Yeah, so this is parole. This is parole at the moment, but it was obviously originally a visitation. But there was so much stuff coming in from there, we probably can't see. Well, there is certain things there, yeah. There is a few issues there. But a lot of it was coming from here. What would also help as well, and I'm going to do a full shakedown actually now, is a contraband scanner. And I think I'm going to put that in now. People did suggest this before, and I think it's a good idea. It's a very good idea. So where can I put it? I'm going to put a couple of contraband scanners out here. So let's go to wiring, contraband scanner, contraband machine. Must be wired to a scanner monitor. Okay. Well, I need to make sure I'm putting it in the right position. So I want to put As long as it's around here, this is fine. So I'm just going to put it, say, lined up with this. Because this still stays on this overlay. Like that. Oh, I can put it that way as well. In that case then, 2 of those. And a scanner monitor, which can go in... Ooh, where can it go in? Oh, it'll fit in there nicely. Perfect. So, scanner monitor. I'll also wire up the phone tap, which I haven't done. Even though I've placed it about 6 or 7 episodes ago. There we are. There's that in. So this is being searched. We're searching through all of these. This is getting built as well. I don't know if there's anything else going to go in these cells. I'm going to wait for them to place all this stuff first, and then we'll build this across, like so. And then we'll have to wire that up. So, utilities, wirings, connections. There's a scanner machine, so we'll scan stuff in before anything else. That's good. And I'm going to go to quick build, custom cloning, and I'm going to select that and flip it, and then that should suffice. Oh, hang on, that's wrong. Cancel that. Ooh, that was going to be all kinds of bad. They're going to delete walls and such. Let me try that again. Yes, that's fine. Little bit of wall to be positioned there. That's good. And do I want to position the solitary in these corners? I don't know if we need... I mean, solitary would be good to have. And I could fit in 4 of them in total. Yeah, it's possible. Anyway, we'll just keep running it. Why have the workers not finished that little bit off there? Finish that little bit off, please, so I can start scanning all of the contraband. There's loads more inmates as well. Some unknown traits. We've also got an ex-prison guard. Look at all the traits. How come there's so many extremely strong inmates? Because I believe... Inmates can turn criminally certain. Turn that off for a start. Dynamic reputations. Yeah. There's the problem. So they can gain traits, which is extremely strong. So even though... And why is that guy not being moved as well? Yeah, so there's a lot of traits being passed around just from the low-risk inmates. So even 1 low-risk inmate's come in. And probably passed all of these. Ex-prison guard, though. So if anyone gets volatile or anything like that, then the ex-prison guard could potentially be in a spot of bother. So I am going to have to build another area. I'm going to wait until the rest of this... Let me finish the shakedown, because it's just not happening and there's just too much stuff going on. You see there's so many inmates waiting. Yeah, okay. And we're also at a massive negative. And let me guess, I bet that's because of the people leaving. Minus 10 grand from, yeah, Prison Nowell, reoffended. They've been arrested and come back. And Solomon. All been fined. We've been fined for all of those. So we're at minus 10 grand for that. Wonderful. Okay. And then there's all this going on. Okay. I can't really do anything about this because I haven't got the thing off here to fix that. Escort prisoner. Where are all the guards? I did get rid of several guards. Let me have a check. Staff morale is 100%. 14 staff are happy with their jobs. 4 regular guards are available. 4 patrolling, 6 doing jobs. I'm guessing I'm going to have to get a couple more guards to escort these inmates in. Some more. See how we get on there, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 around there, and then some patrolling. You'd think there'd be some way of bringing these in. Okay. We'll just continue on with it. Is it because of these? Delivery. Not being scanned. Early release reward there, which is good. We can also go for policy. Let's go with high variety and high quantity meal, because we're only going to have one level of eat for the inmates. Prisoner reoffending rate, reduce it to... Oh, look at that. Reduce it to beyond 36%. I'm going to pick that up. Although I don't believe we'll get it done. I will pick it up. Don't think there's a penalty for picking it up, isn't it? Oh, you get an advance payment for it. Yeah. That's fine then. So I'll finish these cells off. That'll go there. Although if I didn't have that, I would be able to then pick up the tool cleanup. So I need to finish off one of these others. Raise prisoner capacity to 50. If I was to build this, then that would help. Foundation more, yellow wall. Let's get this built. This is our protective custody area, and I think it's going to be one of those things that we need to... yeah, we need to build. So let's do what we can. You can see I'm having to build it like so because of the design of it. That should be alright. And all the doors are in and such, so that's a bit of work for the guys here. So there we are. There's all of the cells in, which is good. So 42 inmates in total. We are producing license plates, which is good. Our reoffending rate, 33%, 32%. Oh, I'm hoping that we actually get that done then. Punishment is 6, reform is 6. Actually, went up to 7 for about a femtosecond. Average work experience is 1, even though we got 2 workshops, kitchen, laundry, cleaning cupboard. Almost everybody has a job. Solid, security grade is 2. Oh, there we go. Punishment's gone up again, and reform. And health grade as well. Put that cookie down, our prisoners are starving. Okay. Needs. Wow. So there's probably this huge need because people were sitting around the outside and they're still waiting to give prisoner uniform. Right, I'm just going to have to hire all of the guards that I got rid of at the start of the episode because we just need more, apparently. That'll fix that problem. There you go, danger level is now flying down, staff morale is high. The rest of it's all connected up anyway, so that's good. Alright. There's some more returning prisoners. Let me just check the ex-law enforcement. Yeah, we got 1 ex-law enforcement. There's a volatile ex-prison guard. Okay. Oh, we've built this. Excellent. Right, so this is going to be some... where is it? Flooring? No, walls, yes. So this is going to be our protective custody and... So why is that like that? There we go. So protective custody will have to run like so. And I did design this episodes ago. So how have I done that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then did I split this up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? And no, that must have just been across like that. And then technically that can do that, really. It's because then you get an extra bit of cell into it. But I'm not, because I can put some CCTV. It just makes it easier on me. Is that bit of wall wrong? Should that just come across to there? I mean, technically it should. So just for the sake of completeness, we'll do that. And this is going to be our protective custody. Don't know why I've put it on with the doors, like the double doors. We definitely don't need it like that. That should be fine. So this will all have to be protective custody, like so. And cells in like that, like that, and that's a fairly large cell, so that's all good. And then let's get some lighting in place because we can't see a thing at the moment. And just put some lighting in like so. That'll do. And naturally, we'll have to get some lighting in. So I'm just going to run it like that and like that. Over here, we probably don't need it. And yeah, okay. Doors. Yellow door. Because obviously solitary. And we are going with the colour schemes. This doesn't have a security room. You don't go through a security room to get to it. I don't think we really need it. Although, is that set to staff only? It should be, yes. So they'll never leave and come here. Ideally, but they probably end up. They probably will end up moving elsewhere. So, what do we need in here? We need a canteen. Going to place it in this corner. Don't need a large canteen at all. Common room. I can place next to it. Right. So let them crack on with that one because it's going to take a while. Okay. Well, I can place flooring in now in here and get this ready and then go for cloning. But actually, we probably won't use cloning, will we? But I'd like to do flooring. So we need to increase the capacity for cell block B to 50. If I was to get this done, we'd probably be there. Let's just see. Let's just go over to objects and to the bed. And again, I'm going to probably make it. It's going to be. I'm going to make it easy on myself here, and basically have it identical as much as I can anyway. Like that. And then toilet. It's a bit precarious it being there. Sneezington! So I'm going to put the toilet at the end of the bed, but the problem is there's also a TV next to it. But I've been meaning to sort of put in a TV in these for quite some time. I think I've missed a little bit out there. I'll come back to that. Helps if I do it in some semblance of order. Maybe drains again. Drains. What? Drain. Right, that's all in. And then a bird. A bird. Like that. Who just gonna need a shower. And a bookcase. The bookshelf actually. We put it right next to the front here. And then it was a mat. So it's following a similar layout to these ones. Yeah, that's covering that. So that should get us with that grant done, and it has. Tool cleanup. Shake down all sectors. Remove the supply of stolen tools and stolen weapons. It's always curious, this. I remember doing the contraband. There's a facility that was like a full-on work one, and removing the tool cleanup. And I think it was definitely multiple episodes of trying to fix it, and never getting there. Right. There anyone interested in the general education qualification? There is, so I will run that. Okay. So over here, you can see we have that not set correctly. Let's go to patrols. We'll have a patrol along here and along here. We'll assign a guard to it. We will have a dog handler in here as well, probably, who just wanders around. Why can't I just assign a dog handler there? Oh, it's because it's deployment. Assign a dog handler. Just sniff about. And then water. The water pipe. I'll do this and that and that. Then a large water pipe can run straight across. like so. And also a little bit of lighting, because I haven't got lights inside the cells, so I'll just put them on the TVs, because why not? And that hasn't got a toilet or sink. I've just totally missed it out, that's all. There you go. Okay. Just double check, make sure that is protective, which it is. This one is shared, but we want actually set to minimum sec, of all things. Security, yes. Rest was actually fine. Okay, wow. 20 grand payment. I've got 102,000 generic units of currency. I'm not complaining, but that's a thing. Okay, right. We have rescued the financial situation. We've got workshops. We've got a temporary, maybe, area over here for parole. We've absolutely smashed through some grants, and we now have protective custody. Okay. I think we will spend some money, finally, on a bit of flooring. We'll set this going. Because why not? I could redo some of it later on. For example, if I do put in this corner, well, anything, but what would it be? I'm thinking solitary, but I'll wait for. I'll have a think about that one. I definitely want to have a think about that one. Flooring wise, I want something blue, Sulaco or cargo floor. Cargo floor. It's blue, and it's also 20. It's 20 generic units of currency as opposed to 50 for the Sulaco. And concrete tiles in here as well. There we go. All right. Not too bad, I don't think. For over here, iron floor as well. So, following through on the whole idea of actually putting flooring in. Yeah. Because I've been sort of not forgetting, but I've been not doing it just for the sake of money. Whereas now we're okay with it. The canteen, however, I'm just going to keep it as this floor here. Concrete tiles. Okay. That's a lot of stuff being brought in. We have, I think, got the prison into a much better situation than previously. So, what is to do? Well, there's a lot to do, naturally. Finish off the building over here. There's still, obviously, corners around here that don't have any purpose. And it's useful space. We need to move someone over to protective custody. Move a couple of people over to protective custody, I would imagine, actually. Ex-law enforcement, snitch, ex-prison guard. Already a few people. So this might not be big enough. I might have to put in more cells along here, which is very doable. And it's probably what I'll will do. Because most of their needs will be met by being in the cells. If I was to do that, would it function? Could have 5, 5, and 6 along there. Which is not a problem. I could do that. I probably will do that. Almost certainly that'll be what occurs. And then the canteen and the common room in the middle. That's fine. Yeah, move them over. So, next episode, move people over. Finish off the protective custody. Which means the physical building of it. The moving over of the inmates. And checking, once again, the regime. Which is, I mean, it shows you how much you don't really have to stress over it. Even though I have been, massively. because I just sort of went, that'll do. And, well, danger level's low, needs are mostly fulfilled. That obviously will change based on the amount of inmates we get and as they interact with each other in the centre here. That's why we're going for split regimes, but it's all manner of issues. We'll see what happens with that one. I don't think the protective custody is going to hugely impact it, but let's just see. We're going to, like I say, finish off the physical building, move people over. That means getting more inmates. We'll have a look at the prison policy for all of our inmates, because you can see there's some solitary for this. But let's just match that with the minimum for now, and we'll go through some more grants, some different programs, etc. Overall, pretty happy with how we're getting on. Let's see. Yeah, it's been a fairly up and down, eventful series thus far. Let me just put the rest of the power in, because otherwise I will forget. And yeah, let's just see how we progress on. Let me know what you think in the comments, and yeah, the work is still underway. Let me know what you think. Hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.